Hey, welcome back to the Hooch, everybody. Michael is talking on his phone right now to lovely ladies who are interested in him because of his fabulous TikTok. If you haven't seen it, you should check out the Bro Kitchen Guy on TikTok. That is his handle, I believe. But you do know that TikTok is a Chinese company, right? That's stealing all your information.
I don't care.
You don't care. You don't care about that any of that stuff?
No, I don't care. I'm done with this coronavirus and China shit. I'm done, dude. I'm just like, fuck it. Live your life.
But they're not done with anybody else because recently, if you guys don't know this, Donald Trump sent another. It wasn't a carrier or something else. Anyway, he sent another boat to Taiwan and just to fuck with them a little bit more. And then he also said he doesn't want to talk to Xi Jinping. And he's just like, nah, fuck that guy. I ain't talking to that guy. I ain't doing it.
Xi
Jinping, okay? God, it's not that difficult to pronounce.
Hey, look, guy. you got a lot of people out there talking shit about TikTok, and TikTok. Yeah, I get it. China started the Wuhan virus, and people are following the rules that China put in place for the Wuhan virus. But whatever virus you want to call it, the Ching-Chong virus, the China virus, whatever. But people are anti-freaking TikTok. I just don't get it. You hate the coronavirus, and you follow the rules that China put in place for the coronavirus, but you don't like TikTok. I don't get it. TikTok is a great place. It's the new Tinder.
No, I mean, what was the thing before this that they not Snapchat's totally something else. No, what was the one that before this? Vines. That's the one I was thinking of. It was Vines.
Oh yeah.
This TikTok is a new Vine. Like that's what it is. So like, Michael, explain to people what you actually do on TikTok. I've never actually used it. I refuse to, because I if you stand for nothing, you can't stand for anything, right? Am I right?
I mean, I just do a lot of random shit. So I've been on TikTok since it started. So I've always had the app on my phone. So I did a couple of videos. If you go deep into my TikTok, I did a couple of videos and I was just like, okay, I'm bored with this already. And all of a sudden it just started up again. And I was just like, oh shit. And then, I do a lot of lip singing. I post my cooking videos on there. I do a couple duets. Mm-hmm. I have one of my friends on there that I've done a couple of duets with. So, I mean, it's just one of those things, man. And you can make money off TikTok.
Okay, that's the thing I wanted to know. How do you make money off of TikTok?
All right, so once you get to 1,000 followers, and you have to have some type of platform, once you get to that, you have to give your PayPal information and blah, 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 blah. So you get to 1K followers. Once you get to 1K, you go live. What people can do is they can give you donations. So if I'm a cooking guy, so I'm over here doing cooking tutorials, which, that's my plan. And once I start cooking, people are like donation, because everything's tied to their bank account. So it's digital money that goes to your account. TikTok takes their cut and then they give you whatever.
Well, this is the same thing with Anchor. Sort of is that they give you a cut of the revenue from putting automatic ads on there. Like we have one for Anchor itself in between our podcast. So I mean, I get it. I mean, it's another way to make some money. I mean, why not if you're having fun, right? Right?
I mean, people are knocking it, but I will tell you this, that the majority of people that are on there making money are millennials, late millennials, which is 80.
But you're not a millennial though.
No, listen. So it's late millennials, 82 to whenever that ended, and then Gen X people. Gen X people to the millennial generation, the late millennials are the ones making the most money on TikTok right now.
Right.
Because Gen X, they don't expect us to do this. I mean, we've been doing this shit for fucking years.
So who's your favorite person on TikTok right now, if you had to pick somebody?
If I had to pick one person, it's a friend of mine, Brown Eyed Gal. So is
that her handle or?
Yeah, that's her handle, Brown Eyed Gal. So if you guys follow her or see it, I do duets with her. So she is my most favorite person on TikTok right now.
Oh, that's sweet. That's such a sweet.
It's not sweet. Shut up.
It is the sweetest thing in the world. You know what else? Yeah, I know. You know what else is sweet right now is the fact that the United States Space Force has a flag. If you haven't seen it yet, I'm going to show it to you. It's this thing. It's this thing. It looks glorious. At least to me, it looks glorious. And the biggest thing about this is that regardless of how you feel about Trump, he is forever going to be known as the father of the United States Space Force, which is probably going to be a bigger branch later on down the road when we started getting this space flight. And they're going to be like, in 2019, Donald Trump, the president of the United States, started the United States Space Force. And now today it is the largest branch of the United States military in its occupation of Mars.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you imagine, like, we're going to be long gone by the time 40, 50, 60 years from now, right? Mm-hmm. Our kids, grandkids are going to be part of the Space Force. Think about that shit. And we were here in America when it started.
I mean, that's kind of like one of the biggest like historical changes, I think, besides the coronavirus thing. We'll get that in a minute. But like the idea of the United States Space Force being started now with us is like there's already been a space command for a long period of time. And that's where the original logo comes from. If you didn't know, there's a whole history of people saying, oh, yeah, they stole it from Star Trek. And it's like, no, Star Trek, the original, Gene Roddenberry stole it from the original Space Command that was started back in the 50s, or I think it was back in the 50s when the actual lead up to the moon missions were happening. Is that's when the original logo came around. And so it actually wasn't stealing it. It already owned it to begin with. So, yeah,
exactly.
Take that, you Star Trek nerds.
Fucking
nerds. No, I mean, it's true, though. Like, whatever you feel about Donald Trump, he will forever be the father of the United States Space Force. And you can't take that away from him because, like, what are you going to do? Come in and go, okay, Space Force is not a branch anymore.
You can't do that because
you can't get rid of his legacy, like, regardless of what you do to him.
They created something that no other president on the planet. Oh, yeah, we have NASA. I got it. But
Obama gutted NASA. Remember, like when they took their budget and just went, and then that was it.
This dude created the Space Force. What was that movie about the Space Force? Oh, well, it's kind of like Space Force.
What's coming out now is God, why did I forget it? Steve Carell is kind of in Netflix created a show basically like The Office for the Space Force, and it looks good. A lot of people have like good things to say about the trailer. I don't know how good the show is actually going to be until we get to see it, but I have pretty high hopes for it. I don't know.
But you remember Starship Troopers, right?
Yeah, if we're talking about the book, then yes, I do. Yes. And then also the movie is awesome for other reasons, but they're totally two separate things. The books and the movie, not the same thing. Just so you know.
I like the movie for the gender neutral bathroom.
That's all you're looking forward to, I think, is like the gender neutral bathrums. You know,
well, I'm in isolation.
Like integrated training.
I'm in isolation. I'm sorry. I'm in a drought. I haven't had any contact, like hugging contact, in a while. So
you've got Kai. You could always just like, he's a big giant pillow of fluffiness.
Are you freaking serious? That guy. Hold on. I have a little statue of Kai. Keep talking.
Apparently, he has a statue that we're going to see. For those of you that are listening to the podcast, you can't see it. I'll describe the thing as he's bringing it back up. Do you have it or no?
That's right here. Look.
Where is it? Okay, for those listening, that is literally just a Hawaiian Lua dancer that is like really big and the really fat Hawaiian like bobblehead doll thing.
And it sings "Somewhere Over the Rainbow," and it shakes like this, like a little bubble.
Okay, before we get striked with racism there, but is it racist if the black guy sang it? I don't think so. But so back to the Space Force. Steve Carell, that show is going to be interesting to watch. I mean, I like The Office. I mean, a lot of people are fans of The Office, and so they're going to watch that. One show that I'm actually looking forward to watching now that just came out was The Great, which is based off of Catherine the Great of Russia, who actually isn't Russian, who staged a coup and took over Russia. Yeah, it's on Hulu. It just came out recently. It's a historical like comedy drama, if you don't know, and it's really interesting. You look up the history of Catherine the Great, you're like, holy fuck, I can't believe she actually pulled all that stuff off. Like, it was insane. She wasn't even Russian to begin with, and she ended up taking over Russia and has been known as one of the best Russian leaders of all time.
Did she speak Russian though?
Yeah, no, she did. I mean, she married into the Russian royal family. This is before the Bolsheviks and all that stuff. Like, we're talking like 1800s past type thing. This is before communism was a thing, you know, because communism ruined everything.
You know, the good thing about today's society, man, that we have helicopters, right?
Yeah, that's nice.
We can throw communists out of them one day.
Who said that? Who actually said that we should throw communists out of helicopters?
I think that came from like the Vietnam era. So I'm pretty sure, you know, back in the day, the Vietnam War, when he used to catch the Viet Cong, they used to fly up in helicopters and throw them out little by little. So they used to start off low, and to get information, they hear the helicopter, you know, running. They put them in there blindfolded, and they go up and they drop them out. And they hit the ground. Boom. Shit.
Just throw commies out of helicopters.
No. But it's some freaky shit, dude. So then you hear this helicopter, you feel it going up, and they throw you out of it at about 10 feet. Boom. You hit the ground like, you're still alive. Tell me. Take them up higher. Throw them out. Boom. You hit the ground. You break a couple bones. Put them back in. Now they're in pain. Tell me what I want to hear. And they take them all the way up eventually and just drop them out. So,
and people said waterboarding was inhumane. I mean, dropping three people out of helicopters has got to be against the Geneva Convention. But the United States government uses CS gas on civilians, so
I don't care.
Nobody cares.
Fuck commies. I hate
Fuck commies. The commies. Okay, so trying to turn it away from commies, but back into communists anyways. The Communist News Network, or CNN, because they have been spouting nothing but Chinese propaganda for a while. Like, literally, what was that, like a month and a half or so ago, they actually posted, like, literally copy and pasted a Chinese propaganda article and then just, like, slapped it on the website and said, here you go. This is what it is. And it worked. But speaking of CNN, I wanted to bring up was Greta Thunberg being added to the expert coronavirus panel. And caused a shitstorm on Twitter and everywhere else. And Michael is dead.
Fucking Greta Thunberg, dude. How did she...
Take it away, Michael. I got to gather my thoughts. You have that one.
I have no idea how this girl, who has fancy pants parents, rich as hell, you know, she took her boat, whatever she took to get to America, whatever. Climate change, all of a sudden she's a freaking expert on coronavirus. I don't get it.
Okay, so like, let me give you some background. So apparently, because of her work that she's been doing with UNICEF and feeding the starving children of the world, or helping them because of the coronavirus effort. Okay, so let me dive into that. So you're saying that we're wrecking our economies and causing people to starve because we're locking ourselves in our homes and not allowing ourselves to reopen. That's what you're saying, right? Because that's what I'm getting from that.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, so there are starving children because of the coronavirus, because we can't work and we can't produce anything, and they're killing cows and pigs and chickens like daily because they have nowhere to butcher them, because like people don't understand. It's like, oh yeah, there's not a food shortage because of this reason. No, there's a food shortage because the farmers can't sell it to the market, and so they have to kill them because they can't afford to keep them.
Exactly.
They have to get them to the processing plants, and the processing plants have to be open in order for them to be processed, in order for them to be put on trucks to send to the store. Like, that's how that works. Holy shit. Like, how difficult is it to understand how supply chains work? Honestly, like, explain this to me, people. How do you not have a elementary understanding of how supply chains work? That's it. That's all I want to know. It's just like, how do you not know this? Like, that's the reason why we need to open. We need to open up now, or else we're all going to fucking starve eventually, you know? Like, LA saying they're not going to open up until there's a cure. Like, that's basically saying we're never opening up, like, indefinitely. We're indefinitely staying locked down in LA. We're not doing
it. I just don't get it. Anyone who thinks, like, a vaccination is going to kill a virus is a fucking idiot.
No, because it's herd immunity. That is the only reason you have vaccines. It's herd immunity.
Yes, but it's not going to cure this. So they're saying pretty much the vaccine's supposed to come out by the end of this year.
They're estimating it might be at it this year. We're doing animal testing right now. We might have a vaccine eventually. Just so you know, eventually.
Are they forcing us to take this vaccine? That's the thing. Is it going to be a forced vaccine?
And that's going to be an interesting question, because it's like we had the whole anti-vax situation before all this started, and now you're going to be like, do I really want to take it? It's like, well, as long as it doesn't involve microchipping, fine, I'll take the fucking vaccine, just like I did with the flu shots. Like, the flu shot isn't even 100%. Like, you can still get the freaking flu if you take the shot. Like, it's not 100%. Neither are condoms, by the way. They're not 100% either.
That's true.
Like,
here's what kills me, man, and here's what bugs me. You have all these people out there running around in masks, and they're shaming people for not wearing masks, and all these COVID social justice warriors. Or the
COVID social justice warriors. That's what you're calling them?
Yep. COVID social justice warriors. Are the same motherfuckers that were out there having unprotected sex at spring break.
No, those are the same people that were praising about eating ass from the back, man. They're just like, you know, like that's how they do it, man.
And these are the same fuckers shaming us, people like you and me, for not wearing a fucking mask and not really taking this COVID shit serious.
And this is just, oh my God, this is the biggest thing.
I can't take them serious, man. Like, I can't. And I get it. People have had COVID. I got it, or whatever they want to call it. They call it COVID. It could be the flu. It could be freaking heart problems. It could be cancer. Whatever the CDC wants to call it, they're going to call it COVID. I got it. But the same people here, just in Pflugerville here where I live, you get people out here shaming you for not following the fucking guidelines of the CDC. Bitch, your fucking throwback ass was probably out there freaking in some beach somewhere banging every dude that you can see without a fucking condom. Now,
right, during spring break of '98, you were out there just like tapping it. Like,
in 1998, you was out there freaking getting it fucking in.
If you were alive during Woodstock, you would probably have more viruses in you if you went there than you do now. Like,
this is why I laugh at them all, man. I'm just like, and I'm required to wear a mask at work. I'm required. I can't.
Well, that's because of where you work, though. Yeah, like that makes sense.
I have to wear a mask, but when I'm not at work, unless I'm going into an establishment that says you can't come in unless you wear a mask, yes, I'm going to do that because I have to go in that place. I got to buy some food and have to cook some dope shit. But outside of that, I'm not fucking doing that shit. Dude, I've had parties. I've had dudes pull up on my motherfucking... No, listen. I've had TikTok parties, right? It's a weird thing to say.
Don't say that aloud, man. You had TikTok parties with dudes.
So people are coming over, man. I've had people pull up in Harleys on my motherfucking lawn.
Yeah.
And I know my neighbors are like, 911. Yes, ma'am. My neighbor is having a major party. There's so many people over there, and no one's wearing a mask. Like, serious, man.
No. What the real conversation was, according to social justice, like, hello, yes, there's a black dude having a party next door, and he's not wearing masks. Yeah, that's how their version would go.
I'm the only single guy in the whole fucking block. So
that makes sense.
Of course, they talk shit.
So I wish I had the video. I couldn't. I had it posted, or at least I thought I had it posted on the Facebook page, but it didn't. And it was a video showing a woman being dragged by NYPD police officers for not wearing her mask with her like little child next to her, and they like took the kid away from her and tackled her, put it on the ground, put cuffs in her. And I'm just thinking to myself, this is ridiculous. Like, yeah, this lockdowns are fucking awesome, man, because like all those cloth fucking masks that people are wearing and surgical masks and stuff like that aren't doing dick all for you. I'm sorry. Like, I know it's an unpopular opinion to say this, but masks aren't helping you. And here's why. It is because those particulate matters aren't being stopped. It's going to get out regardless. of that unless you're wearing an N95 or you're wearing a gas mask that completely blocks your face and is rated for neurological and biological contaminants. You're still getting infected.
And you're 100% correct.
And the one other thing that pisses me off before I let you go into that is the fact that there are people with gloves on. I'm going to do like the little Ricky Bobby hand thing to demonstrate this. Okay, there are people with gloves on their hands that are touching themselves like they're recruits in basic that are just rubbing their faces, picking at their freaking masks like that, touching everything and everybody, going home with it and going flip, flip. I'm clean, and you just made everybody else dirty. You fucking asshole.
You see it in Target. I saw this couple in there in Target, and they had on gloves and they had on masks, and they were just over there shopping like normal, like normal Americans, just like boop, put in their basket, boop. But not once did they take their glove off to pick up a new item.
No, because that's how cross-contamination works, because none of you people understand how basic germs function.
They're fucking stupid. It's so dumb, dude. It makes my fucking blood pressure rise.
The best thing I've seen, have you seen the meme where there's like, if you think that this cloth mask is stopping anything, just a reminder that farts make it through 3 layers of fucking like denim and underwear and other shit, so you can fucking smell it, so that thing isn't doing dick for you.
It's not doing shit. If I can smell a fart through my mask that I have to wear at work, I'll take the fucking. I mean, I'm just like
the only way that you know your mask is working is if you shouldn't be able to smell that, and that's with a gas mask. Is that thing's getting filtered out all the way? Like there's nothing getting in from that.
So here's my thing. I'm gonna order a full fucking Bubble Boy fucking bubble. And I'm going to go to Target with that shit. I'm going to wear the full Bubble Boy fucking
And nobody would think you were crazy for that,
and by the way. No one would look at me any other way. I would just be walking around like in a big bubble.
Just a guy. Just a guy with a giant hamster ball. Don't worry about me.
Yeah.
Don't worry about me.
Yeah, man, people are so fucking brainwashed, man. This is a 1984 Orwellian.
Yeah.
Shit,
Orwellian. Right.
Fucking, they live. I just saw Elon Musk. He's one of my favorite people.
Which I was about to bring up next. So Elon Musk has been making a lot of news. We were talking about Orwellian is the fact that a crazy billionaire, not crazy as in he actually cares about the things that he builds and does, is had enough of everybody's bullshit. In this article particularly was saying that Facebook sucks to the lead AI head of Facebook on Twitter. And this dude has, whoa. Apparently I have a lighting issue. There we go. Wow. You can really dance. I'll fix that. Wow. I'll leave it on Michael for now. Or, yeah, let's just do this. There we go. So Elon Musk has basically been having a ball of a time telling everybody to shove it, basically. That's what he's been up to. But here, I guess this is a good point to take a short little break before we get back to the regularly scheduled program. I got to change a battery. Hey, make sure to like our page and follow us at the Hooch Podcast on Facebook, as well as check out our awesome, cool t-shirts that we have for sale so you can support the page and help us reach to new heights and new products and engagement for you guys. So we'll be back in a second. Hey, welcome back. And so where we left off was basically that Elon Musk has FU money. I wish I had FU money. Like I know everybody wishes they were rich and they had money, but it's just not sustainable to live in California anymore. I mean, if you look at the way San Francisco is right now, they actually have a poop app, and
a poop app?
Have you never heard about this, the poop app?
No.
Okay, for those of you who don't know, I'll explain it to you. There was it came out last year or the year before, where San Francisco actually had such a bad problem with poop on the streets that they had to somebody launched a poop app to let people input where they see poop on the street so they can avoid it and not walk in shit, because that's how Democrats run California, is they just let shit happen in the street. I mean, if democratic policies were as beautiful and utopian as they say, why in a place where you have a supermajority, literally a supermajority, which means more than 60% of the entire power process in the state legislature, is your place such a fucking literal shithole? Because there are literal poop on the streets.
Yeah.
In your streets.
That's true.
And you're not even doing anything. And like, I don't understand why people want to live there. Like, even Joe Rogan recently was like, yeah, man, I don't, if they won't open it up, I'm probably going to move. Like, I'm going to move to like Texas. Everybody wants to move to Texas because Texas is awesome. I would say, Texas isn't the only place that they're looking at. Elon Musk is looking at Tulsa as well for his plant, and this is coming from Tulsa World. Tulsa picks up Tulsa, Austin for finalists for a new U.S. factory. Now, in his statement, he said he was talking about moving the headquarters. That's not including where the factory is going to go. So if they're moving Fremont to Tulsa or Austin, you're going to see a crap ton of jobs go into those areas. I know Tulsa could use it because, I mean, honestly, it's not as big as Austin, but I like it like that because there's not a lot of traffic. If I had Austin traffic in Tulsa, I would lose my mind. Like, on a Saturday downtown, you can actually drive in the streets and it not be backed up, like ever. And it's nice. Yeah. Like, on a Saturday, I have seen a police chase through Tulsa and there were no cars, so they were just like blowing past stop signs because I was Uber driving at that point in time during the day, and I was like, holy shit, that is awesome. This dude is like doing 90 through downtown and they're just like wee, wee, wee. Nobody stopped, nobody did anything, just kept going about the day.
No one
like,
cared.
Nobody gave a shit. It's fucking Tulsa, I guess. I mean, it's not a bad place, not the best place, but not a bad place, I think. Yeah, at least it's got a nice large water source, just like Austin. So, you know, it's got its things.
I mean, I love Austin, man. I like Austin. I love Texas, this area, but it needs some changes too. So,
well, it's because all the Californians, they keep moving to Austin after South by.
That's not true, because most Californians.
I think it is true.
No, it's not.
It's totally true.
I mean, I'm a Californian, man. I didn't come over here. I'm not trying to change Texas. I'm not trying to change Austin.
You are the political refugee of California. You are the minority, not just because of the color of your skin, but because you're a minority because of your political beliefs in California.
Yeah, true.
Because you're a minority in both like the white population, the Asian population, and the Mexican population in California. Like, black people are like this at the bottom of that list, with like, I think Asians being the most in San Francisco and like Mexicans down south.
A black
okay, I shouldn't say Mexicans because not all Mexicans are. It's Hispanics and Latinos and stuff like that. It's multiple people from different places, not just Mexicans. I got to reiterate that. Equal opportunity here.
Yeah, I mean, black conservatives are a rare breed of humans. So.
Oh yeah, I mean, especially a Republican black man. The only other rare instance of that is a gay Republican black man, which is very rare to see, but they do exist and they do happen. There was a guy on one of those like Vice videos that he did that. And he's like, yeah, I'm a gay Republican. People have the mistaken idea that the Republican Party and conservatism now is the same as what it was in the 90s, and it's not. You know who are exactly like the conservatives in the 90s? Fucking liberals. That's what they are. They are the cancel culture people that are like, yep, everything offends me, we have to ban it. You're the evangelicals. That's all the people that you despised growing up in the 90s about like cancel culture people. You are them. You are now them. That's who you are now. You are evangelicals for social justice. It's even worse because there's not even religion involved. It's just like social justice evangelicals. That's what I should call you from now on. You are social justice evangelicals who must preach the truth of social justice to everywn. You must
the Lord has said.
And as the good book of Karl Marx said, that's how good it is. I think I'm a scientist. Karl Marx. I don't know, man. It's fucking ridiculous. This whole thing's ridiculous. Whole coronavirus thing is ridiculous.
If you ever look up like the history of the Democratic Party, everyone would know that they have always been the party of, communism, socialism, and all that stuff. And I just
No,
don't
they've
get
always
how.
they've always been the party of control. If you look at the Democratic history, Democrats have always been about control. And I know they like to say, oh, well, but there was the flip, and that's like the Democrats aren't the slave-owning Democrats. It's like, no, you're still slave owners, just in a different fashion. You like controlling people and making them be your puppets. That's what you like doing.
Yeah, it's a different type of slavery. It's not physical slavery. It's mental slavery. Yeah. So they had to switch it up. You can't physically just enslave any American these days, but you can physically enslave them through propaganda.
Yeah, and that's definitely what we're seeing more and more these days, I think, is that they are institutionalizing the idea that they have control, they can do this. Like all these little tiny tyrants of governors in Democratic controlled areas are just taking over everything, every aspect of your life. And that's what's happening now. Like I don't know. I don't know what's happening with these people. What in their right mind they think they were doing, but it's wrong. Like even Wisconsin right now is like, nope, we're not doing this. No more extended stay-at-home orders. We are now done with that bullshit. That's what they've said. I mean, I think it's the right way.
Well, most Americans these days want to be led. So there's not a lot of free thinkers out there, in whatever environment we're living in here, some 1984 shit. They live. I think so. Yeah, they live shit. So a lot of people don't want to think for themselves. So they rely on the Operation Mockingbird media to tell them how they should think. And they frown upon us that are free thinkers. We're like, wait a minute. That shit don't sound right, Mm-hmm. And they look at you like you're a piece of shit, They're like, you fucking piece of shit. You hate. No. Wait.
You hate everything.
I'm like, wait. Does that even sound right? Well, the government and the CDC told us. Do you believe them? Well, yes, because they're scientists.
Because the government would never lie to you, right? Never. Mm-hmm. Not once would they not lie to you. Not once.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's tons of things that they've lied to us about. Like, that's what I think. Honestly, like, people like Dan Crenshaw and... God, why did I forget? Rand Paul, I forgot his name for a second, should write a bill that makes it illegal for members of Congress to lie to the American public. Like, that is a criminal offense to knowingly lie to the American public. That should be a law. I don't understand why it would...
You're right.
Why we don't have that as a law. Like, you can't just get away with lying to and misleading the American public. That should be a law for all of those who are in office. I mean, I understand the classifications like top secret and everything else like that in keeping things classified. I get that. We were in the military. We understand how classification works. It's for the safety and well-being of soldiers and others. But that excluding that, lying like Adam Schiff did to the American public, saying that he knew that Russian collusion was on the horizon, that I have support of that, and then all of the documents said, no, you don't. And everybody under oath said, no, we don't have dick. You lied. You lied for 3 years, and you should not have your job. I'm sorry. You shouldn't. No, Michael.
And the thing is, people still believe in the Russian collusion. That's what I just don't get it. I'm like, he even said, like, we really have nothing.
We don't have dick.
Who is this mysterious freaking, leaker or whatever thing, I'm just like, who was this guy? I can't say his name.
Nobody can say his name, but like the mysterious leaker, as far as I understand, was somebody in the intelligence community, right? That's a whole thing I'm going to get into when we touch on to the Obamagate. But I actually wanted to bring something up earlier that I wanted to mention about believing everything you hear. Is the Ahmaud Arbery? Yeah, I hear him in the background. The Ahmaud Arbery shooting. by the way. There's a lot of misinformation for that. Michael, from your side of things, I mean, what do you think about this particular case?
I watched the whole video, and I watched every clip from when he went into this empty house that was getting rebuilt to the point to where he was running down the street, to the point to where he ran up on these guys. And these guys are fucking assholes. Don't get us fucked up.
Absolutely.
You just don't shoot a kid. But he did try to take the guy's gun. If you ever saw that clip. So there's a clip out there.
Oh, yeah.
You see him. He jumps up and the guy jumps out the car. He's running down the street. He jumps out his truck. The son is in another truck or another vehicle filming it. The old man didn't point the gun at him initially. He kind of had it down. The kid jumps up and tries to grab his gun. At that point, it was a fight. Is this guy going to take my gun? Is he going to shoot me with my own gun? So as a natural reaction, what would you do? If you had your gun pointed at someone?
That was the thing that had people so messed up in the first place, was the fact that this guy, right? I don't know why that's happening. Anyway, this guy was, how do I put it? Like they're both in the wrong. Everybody in this situation is in the wrong. Like, no, did Arbery deserve to lose his life? Absolutely not. I do not think that was necessary. I don't think that it was appropriate. And it shouldn't have happened. Like, none of it should have happened to begin with. And that's the problem that we're running into with all of this stuff, is that all of these things that have happened so far are absolute nonsense. Like, none of it should have happened to begin with. Mm-hmm. And that's what's upsetting to me, is that, yes, he did break into places, right? He did. Everything is not wanting to technically work for me, and it's bugging me. There we go.
It's okay. The black background looks way better.
Yeah, I'm just going to leave it on that. But I had all this stuff worked out, but it's decided it wanted to take a shit on me, so I'll have it fixed.
So here's the thing. Yeah. Coin Eye used to do a live or video feeds of podcasting back in the day. So he created this whole new format. So there's always going to be technical hiccups to that.
Always. Yeah,
there's always going to be that.
Yeah,
because we're just two dudes sitting in our houses on our computers, and it's always going to be like that. It's
still better than Jimmy Fallon and some of the other guys. I'm actually trying to produce quality content here, and those guys are just like sitting in front of their computer, like they aren't even trying. Like, I actually have lights and background and stuff up. But
here's the thing: they sit in front of their computers doing live feeds as if they don't understand how sound and video work.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
It's like, you're a guy who's on TV all the time, and you should
understand how some of this technical stuff works.
You should understand how sound works. You can't just use the microphone off your phone and try to do a whole live feed. It doesn't work like that, dude.
Nope. And that's just kind of, where we're at these days, though. Everybody's at home doing their own thing, unfortunately, and we wish that things would change for us, but they're not, unless they're going to actually unload all of the people that
shit hasn't changed. My life's still the same.
But here's the thing, back to the Ahmaud Arbery thing, is that he didn't in his live stream. Anyway, he did not deserve to lose his life. They shouldn't have gone after him. They should have let the cops do the job with that. Yes, he broke into stuff. No, he didn't deserve that. They did not target him because of his race. They targeted him because they saw him on their camera feeds, like on those security cameras. Like that's the reason why they did that. So yeah. It's a fucked up all thing around, but I'm tired of the media turning it into a situation where this is about racism. These guys were white supremacists. They chased this guy down and they killed him because he was black. I do not think that it is.
That guy was a white supremacist out.
I mean,
there's a photo running around with him.
with it could and could not be. I won't put that as like conjecture. It could and could not be. I mean, you could say it is. You could say he is. Even if he was, right? I do not think they chased him down because of that. I think they chased him down because of the other thing. But they were still wrong for doing that in the first place. Mm-hmm. That's all I'm trying to make the point of.
Yeah, I agree.
Everybody in this situation was wrong. Everybody.
They should have never shot him. I mean, if you got the guy at gunpoint, man, he grabbed your gun, your son was in the car, he could have jumped out and been like, hey, get off him, and threw him to the ground, call the cops. First thing you should have called the cops. I got the guy.
Whoa.
You know what I mean? But they didn't. Right. They killed the kid, and, now they're going to be locked up, but it was a fucked up situation. And he shouldn't have died. That little kid, or he wasn't little, he was 17, 16. But he shouldn't have died over that shit. He didn't steal anything. He wasn't running down the street with anything. So he should have never died over that. But I get it, man. Fucked up shit happens all the time, and they were in the wrong. They're gonna face justice.
Wrong. This is the way that the world is today. Like it's not as bad as people make it out to be. I think it could be a lot worse in my mind, for sure.
Come in.
Here we go. Getting it. Who's at the door? Who's at the door? Like, that's how I feel like a dog most of the time. Who's like, who's at the door? Who's at my door? Every time somebody knocks on it. So the point of everything that we wanted to get at with that was that it's all wrong. Everybody did wrong in that situation, and it could have definitely handled a lot better. Let's go with that. The other thing I wanted to bring up today before we kind of get out is the Obamagate. As people put it, the conspiracy of Obamagate. And it's not a conspiracy. It's not. It really isn't.
Yeah, I agree, dude. Like, the shit's real. I mean, they try to, like, on Twitter, it's going bananas right now on Twitter, and they try to freaking suppress it with this hashtag Obamagate shit. But the shit's real, dude.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think it's the real deal, the realest you're gonna get, because the way I look at it is like this: at the worst case scenario, Obama didn't like Flynn, like, at all. Like, he didn't like Michael Flynn enough that he would fire him, but he also wanted to keep him from ever working in any institution within the White House. That's how much he hated him. That is worst case scenario, right? Or best case scenario. Worst case scenario is they were trying to sabotage the Trump campaign, and they were also trying to sabotage his incoming administration. Because we know for a fact, because there are receipts, and this is the thing people aren't understanding. We know for a fact there are receipts of them plotting to get him to lie, right? Get Flynn to lie, or to get him fired. If you were doing this for law enforcement capacity, I ask you, why would you need to get him fired? And that's the biggest thing, is that why would you need to get him fired? I don't know. What do you think?
What do you think is going to happen, though? Like, if this shit comes out, Trump, because Trump, god dang, Trump already said, he's always said that he's going to drain the swamp. And, Trump. But
he can't actually do it because he's been under investigation this entire time. And that's been the biggest problem with all of this situation, is that the only reason he can't drain the swamp is because of all the Obama holdovers, right, are still there, and they're still obstructing his ability to get anything done, and his administration to get anything done, because he's always under investigation. It's one investigation after the other, and it's obstruction of justice if he tries to stop them or to replace them with people that are more favorable to him, because every president in the history of the United States has always replaced their people with people they like. Like, look at Andrew Jackson, for instance. He replaced it all with all of his friends. Every single one of them was his friend.
Yeah, I mean, you're 100% right about that. They keep bringing up more freaking things on Trump. So every time he tries to push something, they bring up another thing. So he has to focus on that, and his team has to focus on whatever freaking bullshit they want to bring up on him. But this fucking, General Flynn, I guarantee that General Flynn knows more about what the hell is going on than anyone else.
Oh yeah.
And they're terrified. Just like Hillary Clinton, Hillary's terrified. That's why Hillary didn't run, dude, because she knew. She knew. Why didn't she run? You have to ask yourself that. Why didn't Hillary run?
Why didn't she run a second time? You're saying?
Yeah.
Like the reason she didn't run this time?
Run her third time. So this would be the third time. Why didn't she run a third time? If she was so confident the last time that she would beat Trump, why didn't she run this time? Because she knows. She knew that Trump has so much shit on her ass, and we talked about this before on other podcasts. Trump has so much shit on her ass that her ass is going down. And she knew that if she ran against Trump, he was going to bring that shit out.
See,
she knew.
I honestly think is that the Democrats don't actually want to win. Like, that's really what it comes down to. For 2020, they don't actually want to win against Trump. They just want to throw out their fodder so they can say they ran somebody, right? And it's like, well, we did our best, but we're just going to keep obstructing them until 2024, and then we'll get our A-team out, right?
But they're not.
Because Biden is not your A-team. Come on, man.
No, Biden's not. They threw Biden out there as a freaking he's just like
sacrificial lamb, man.
Sacrificial lamb. And Biden's not going to win. Trump's going to obviously win in 2020. We know it. Everyone knows it. And then once it gets in 2020, you just imagine the shitstorm that's going to come. But in 2024, the next election, another Trump, I think, is going to run. His son, Donald Trump Jr., and it's just going to be another Trump in there. There's who do they have?
I don't like nepotism like that of people like running families. I didn't like it when the Bushes were all there and the Kennedys and everything. Like, we don't need dynasty families. Fuck off with that bullshit. Nobody wants that.
It's not.
We don't
to
need
me,
it.
It's not about. But here's to me, it's not about dynasty. It's about policy. You know what I mean? As long as you're coming in, keeping the same policy that
then run Dan Crenshaw, right? Like run somebody that actually could make it.
If Dan Crenshaw wanted to run for president, I'd vote for Dan Crenshaw.
Oh yeah, I think most people would vote for Dan. I mean, Big Boss 2024, man. Like,
or as a VP. I mean, if Donald Trump Jr. runs, if Dan Crenshaw ran as his VP,
I don't want to see another Trump run. Me personally, I don't want to see another Trump run. I want to see something new. I don't want to see. I don't want to see establishment either. Trump like run. I don't want to see any of that. I want something different. That's what I would love to see.
I would love to see another Trump run, dude. Not for the fact that I want a dynasty. As long as Donald Trump Jr. abided by the same policies, kept it America first. This blah 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 blah. You know what I mean?
And that's something that I wanted to kind of bring back around to the whole thing earlier that I was talking about, was the fact that things have changed for the conservatives and the Republican Party. Everything has moved slightly left of what they used to be back in the 90s. This is not the same party that you're used to. And also, the most richest people in the United States belong and donate heavily to the Democratic Party, not the Republican Party, the Democratic Party. Right? The Republican Party is no longer the party of the rich people, right? That's the Democratic Party. Those are the people that are donating for everything. Anyway. So I want to dive more deeply into the Obamagate thing, but I'm going to save that in for next time once more information comes out. Because like every week there's more information about Obamagate that's coming out, and I'm going to wait until...
just make sure you guys are following Twitter, man.
See, he's got his little pets, and I've got my kid in the background just yelling at us. So they're tired of being quiet. Tired of being quiet.
So hashtag Obamagate, hashtag that. They're trying to suppress it. And just look it up, man. It's real. I mean,
it's a real deal. It's a real thing.
So, Coy and I aren't out here trying to change people's minds. We're not trying to do that. All we do is share information. If you don't believe us, don't believe us. If you want to follow it, follow it. If you want to research it, and then come back to us. Just don't talk shit without researching it.
And you're always more than welcome to come to the show. Right now, it seems like a big kind of like cluster because I had all this stuff worked out before we even started this, and technology and me apparently don't like each other today. But I'll have it more polished up next time for the show. We're getting back into the video cast of the podcast. The audio version is still going to be available. It's going to be on Anchor. It's going to be on iTunes and Google Play and Spotify and all the other places you can think of, even iHeartRadio. I don't usually put that out there as much, but it is on there. You can listen to the Hooch there. We've been taking a hiatus so we can get the video portion back up. We're back into it now, and so we'll start trying to push out weekly videos as well as the weekly podcast of the show. Anyway, that'll be it for us this time. Michael, go ahead and wrap us out.
All right, so make sure you guys are following me on Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat. I do snaps. What else? Oh, TikTok. I'm doing the TikTok thing, so make sure you guys are trying to check out my TikTok. Give me some likes, and I'll follow you back. And make sure you order if you like this shirt, got it from AmericanTriggerPullers.com. Use promo code GrizzleGrunt, and you get 10% off.
Right, and we also have our own t-shirts at Teespring. You can find it on the link on the Facebook page as well. I'm going to start putting our own designs out for people to get available. I got one coming out next week that's going to be Welcome to Level 5 with your Murder Hornet Biohazard t-shirt. You want to get that from us, it'd be great. Help support the show, puts it back into advertising and getting more equipment and stuff like that. So that's what that's used for. So buy t-shirts just to support us. That'd be helpful. Or you can go onto Anchor and you can donate as well there.
That'd help a lot.
Yeah, it helps. And every little bit helps. Every little bit helps.
Yeah.
We're family people. We have jobs. We're just like you guys. So anyway, we will see you guys next time. We love you, America.
And we're out.
According to your Facebook page, we aren't friends.